So guys, I've often said it here that justice can only be delayed, but it can never be denied. Today, Nnamdi Kanu, appeared before the Court of Justice, James Omotosho, to open up his defense case. Remember, James Omotosho told him that he must open up his defense today and all that, But Nnamdi Kanu actually dribbled him in court, being Justice James Omotosho. And I'm going to show you what actually happened in court and all that. But meanwhile, Emmanuel Kanu, being Nnamdi Kanu's brother, and Omoyele Sowore, and all those who were actually apprehended during the Monday's Free Nnamdi Kanu protest that actually happened in Abuja and other places have been officially released and granted bail today. I'm going to briefly play this particular video for you to listen from Omoyele Sowore, who was released alongside with them. Remember, yesterday after Omoyele Sowore met with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and hugged him, Malami Tinubu sent the IGP to other policemen to arrest Omoyele Sowore immediately. And so he was actually arrested and put in the same prison or probably a cell with Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, being Aloy Ejimakor, Nnamdi Kanu's brother, being Emmanuel Kanu and co. So today they've been granted bail. Let me play the video so you could listen from the horse's mouth, being Omoyele Sowore.
Hello. Yes, as soon as possible. They tried everything they can to break us, but they can't break us. They cannot break us. We are unbreakable. We are unbreakable. Justice. We are unstoppable. And majority of self-recognition.
Now, from the video you just watched, you could see how brave this Omoyele Sowore is. When a lot of people started accusing him that he deceived Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, being Aloy Ejimakor, and Nnamdi Kanu's brother, and made them to enter into the federal government's trap, and they've not been arrested, and that. I told them that Omoyele Sowore is not the kind of person that will actually play such kind of games. This man has been protesting since the 1990s. It's not today that he has started protesting and all that. And the fact remains that he has been a true friend to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu more than most of these particular Southeast political leaders who have now. He has always stood by him. He has always gone to his court session. So he cannot just wake up one morning to start, deceiving people. So I was really, really upset when people started, accusing him that he's working for the federal government, this and that. I told them that this particular man is not working for any federal government. He's a man that believes in his own conviction. You might hate him for whatever reason. But whenever it comes to this Nnamdi Kanu's case, yes, I know that people can actually change with time, but whenever it comes to this man Nnamdi Kanu's case, Omoyele Sowore is a man that has always stood by him. You could hear yesterday when he hugged Nnamdi Kanu said it is done. For Nnamdi Kanu to hug him to tell you that Nnamdi Kanu has a certain level of trust, because it is not today that they've known themselves. Many people said Omoyele Sowore was using the Igbos and that. I said it's a lie. If it was Atiku Abubakar, yes, we all know that Atiku Abubakar's call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release, though it's good, but it is coming from a political angle, because he wants to get the bulk of the vote from the Southeast, and I want to get the sympathy of the Southeast and all that. So we understand Atiku Abubakar's own, because he's desperate to become the president of Nigeria. But Omoyele Sowore has always been a man who stands for the oppressed. Do you know how many protests? Do you know how many times this particular man has gone for detention? So today, all of them were released. And I believe that those who have been accusing him this and that, in fact, yesterday, he intentionally made sure that he was arrested yesterday because he wanted to be part of this particular, Nnamdi Kanu's brother and lawyer that we actually arrested on Monday. And he actually went into and actually came out with them today. So kudos to him. You might hate him for any other thing, but you cannot accuse him of sabotaging this particular effort. The protest he carried out on Monday till today has gone viral, and people are actually speaking about it. BBC News, international media carried that particular news, and now the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has become more visible and is now an international news. So today, that's all that for Omoyele Sowore. Today, Nnamdi Kanu actually dribbled Justice James Omotosho. Yes, when I mean dribbled, a lot of people might not understand why I'm using that particular grammar. I'm going to show you what happened. When they arrived in court today, Justice James Omotosho started, becoming hostile unnecessarily, and chased away Nnamdi Kanu's, relatives and some of his lawyers. And people were like, this is not the way this court has always been, because everybody has access to the courtroom, especially if those people, do not have any incriminating thing on them. So why are you chasing everybody away, both his relatives, Obiagocha, and those that have always, been in court to motivate him and all that? And he wanted to create a hostile environment for Nnamdi Kanu, to defend his case, and which is not sound, because when you create a hostile environment, you are trying to, destabilize the person and throw him off balance so that he can be ambushed by the lawyers of the federal government, being the prosecution team. But Nnamdi Kanu understood what James Omotosho was planning to do, because like I said, he wanted to create a hostile environment. Nnamdi Kanu said no, that he's not going to proceed. Now let us check what Nnamdi Kanu said and understand why he said, because many people have started carrying the rumor. Some people are saying Nnamdi Kanu fails to open his defense, but without knowing the real reason. And apart from that, I'm equally going to tell you more reasons why Nnamdi Kanu refused to, open up that particular defense today. Now, let us read something, as you can see on the screen. They said, this is from channels, that Kanu said that he could not open his defense because he has not been handed the case file to enable him to familiarize himself with its content. They said, Kanu said, following his inability to commence his defense on Thursday after the withdrawal of his team of lawyers led by former Attorney General of the Federation, Kanu Agabi, Kanu prayed the court to grant him a short adjournment to the next day. At the resumed hearing on Friday, being today, the prosecuting lawyer, being Adeboyega Awomolo, told the court that the case was scheduled for Kanu to open his defense. When it was his turn to speak, Nnamdi Kanu said he would be representing himself. He then told the court that he would not be able to open his defense because he has not been able to access the case file. Kanu said that those responsible for bringing the case file to him while he is in custody of the Department of State Services were unable to meet him that yesterday. If you know how the DSS detention or dungeon is for Nnamdi Kanu, you would know that a lot of people have been denied having access to him. A lot of people have been denied having access to him. So instead of the DSS to allow him to get his case file, at least to prepare ahead of today, after he decided to defend himself that yesterday, a lot of restrictions were placed. So he was unable to get his case file from people that he was supposed to get it from. So of course, there's no way he will actually come to the court without prepared. Even the SAN and the prosecution team prepares themselves before coming to court. So imagine that the DSS denied him, as a matter of fact, having access to this particular case file. So what is he going to defend when he is not yet prepared? So he came up and told Justice James Omotosho, look at what is actually happening, that the DSS did this and he was unable to get that particular case file yesterday. So let's go ahead. Say he prayed, Nnamdi Kanu prayed the court for more time, requesting for time to allow his people to bring the case file by the weekend so that he would be ready to proceed by Monday. He prayed the court for an adjournment till Monday, October 27th, to enable him access the case file and familiarize himself with its content. He said Kanu told the court that he was expecting witnesses from all over the world. People should pay attention to this part. All over the world, including the United Kingdom, the United States of America, Kenya, and Ethiopia, and applied for an order that the DSS should allow him access to people even on Saturday and Sunday for the purpose of preparing for his defense. So Nnamdi Kanu, like I said, he's a smart person. He knows that the federal government wanted to ambush him because yesterday he decided to take over the case from his lawyers. So it means that, as a matter of fact, he needs to be prepared. And of course, he's expecting visitors from Kenya, where the illegal extraordinary rendition happened, and he's expecting visitors from Ethiopia and other international visitors. So he now told the court, allow these people to come and visit me because there is something Kanu wants to tell them. So that's why I told he dribbled James Omotosho, because what James Omotosho wanted to do today was to create a hostile environment for Kanu to mess up so that the world would start laughing at him. But Kanu knew what the antics were. So he came out and said, no, I'm not going to present my case now. Please give me more time. So that I will first of all, receive some of my visitors from Ethiopia, from Kenya, from the United States, and from the UK ahead of Monday's this thing. And he told them, please tell the DSS that they should not, as a matter of fact, do this and that. And that the DSS should allow people to visit him, especially tomorrow, being Saturday and Sunday, so that he can be well prepared ahead of the court case that will come up on Monday. So this is basically all that actually happened in court. Actually, Nnamdi can actually dribble James Omotosho because James Omotosho, like I said, wanted to intentionally frustrate him and create a very hostile environment. But Kanu understood the game and said, no, I'm not going to allow this particular person to do this because this is what he intends to do. James Omotosho is becoming, I don't know, but he is actually becoming something else because people are wondering, why are you trying to make this particular case to become a hostile one for Nnamdi Kanu? Why, all throughout this case, you've not restricted his lawyers, some of his lawyers and his family members from, being inside the courtroom? So why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Because they are scared that a lot of people who actually video what's actually going on in the courtroom will probably be, communicating outside with what is actually going on in the courtroom and with what Nnamdi Kanu and how Nnamdi Kanu presented his statement. So they don't want the world to hear directly from him. And the people are, is this a secret trial? This is not a secret trial. Nnamdi Kanu is an international person of concern. Of course, people are actually interested in his case. That is why international observers from UK, from the US keep on coming to the court. So why are you trying to make this thing to look like a secret trial whereby, even the accused, is not even allowed to express himself publicly? Okay, they said, why not televise this case starting from the onset? They said, no. What are you hiding? People are asking, what are you hiding? In developed countries, these things are being televised. Even, even way more deeper cases are even being televised. It's not a secret trial. It's nothing. But in Nigeria here, everything, they will try to, even go against the constitution of Nigeria and even the courtroom that allows people to even do this. This was the same way they failed to televise the tribunal of the presidential tribunals of then. Whenever it comes to a serious matter, the Nigerian government and co will refuse to televise it and keep on wondering, does it really make sense? So please, we'll be updating you guys about this particular case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So what we are asking is for you guys to do well to subscribe to our channel, click on the notification button, so you get notified whenever I drop important updates about this, and also do well to like this particular video. To cost you absolutely nothing to do that. Just tap on the like button so you become one of us and be getting important political updates. And also drop your comments. Do you think Omoyele Sowore intentionally planned this? But I have told you guys in this video that I think Omoyele Sowore is innocent, and I don't think he's part and parcel of whatever people are accusing him of. He's a sincere person and a man that has always stood by the side of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So whatever people are accusing him of, I doubt if he is working for the government or probably working for the APC. This has been a man who has protested for every single person I know, especially the oppressed. So he believes that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an oppressed person because he's been oppressed by the federal government. So that is why he's standing by him, and he's risking in everything more than most of the Southeast leaders. So that's all we have for you guys. Do well to subscribe and click on the notification button. See you guys later.